Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your GMT, depending on where you are hearing me from. I, Okulora, is here with another Ubonga information. For those of us who keep saying we are using fake headline, we are not using fake headline. So please, my brother, my sister, all we are doing is to make sure that you get hold of every vital information that we are sharing on the social media out there. So please stop feeling bad that we are using headline. After all, when you watch the video finish, you didn't see anything incriminating there. You enjoy the video. As a matter of fact, the video have a lot of wisdoms and a lot of vital information that are being shared. So let us just stop all this complaining about fake headlines or not fake headlines. We didn't tell you to go and watch the news, and when you open the news, what you find on the news is comedy. Nobody is playing here. Whatever we are doing, or however we disguise it, however we disguise on the headline, it doesn't change the fact that all is for the Biafran struggle to get here. At least to get your attention to watch every vital information that we are sharing. Go to all the whole videos of their sharing. Anyone that have been given a caption, or rather, okay, let's say anyone that have been given exactly the caption of what happens on that video, you will find out that there's nobody to watch it. So what are we saying again? I don't know. How can we become a Sonyoma left, right, and center? Now wow. Somebody will come out now and say you are becoming a money monger. A money monger that somebody will post a video and tell you go and watch the video that God have done this and done that. Many of you will turn your back on the video. Then when they give it a caption that will that will capture your attention to what the video, they becomes giving a fake headline. But when they give the real headline, when you see it, you boycott it. Anyway, look at the headline of this one now. Tomorrow night you will say Danjuma urges Nigerians to defend themselves against bandits and criminals. So when you see this kind of headline now, what comes to your mind? If you are spiritually inclined, what comes to your mind? Exactly what N.Orabueze signed into law. The bills is signed into law for self-defense that they criticize us. So indirectly, the Nigerian government, the Northerners, Danjuma, and the rest of other people, even including EFCC boss and the DSS boss, they have vindicated N.Orabueze. When I use this kind of headline, I will come and tell me it is a fake headline. How? Wow. Anyway, make gonna just hear other headlines. Making this work become a burden for somebody, as if you are paying that person's salary. U.S. Supreme Court stops Trump's controversial deportation of migrants. Another headline here: the nation is bleeding. Bring us down from this cross of evil. What they call him, Bishop Coker urges Tunumbu in Easter message, but he accepted his appointment. Hypocrisy of the highest order. Useless people. Brothers and sisters, so for those healers, those people where they do miracles, Pope don't pay you. Pope Francis is dead. We are waiting for those people who are raising people from the dead. Or am I gonna start to fly to Rome now to go and wake him up? All this year, this man have been sick. We didn't see miracle workers. All the whole of our miracle pastors, miracle that the GOs, none of them showed up. But tomorrow now they will be going to use people who are forming to be blind to be telling us they are doing miracle. Who are forming, arranging miracles everywhere. Pope have been sick. I'm not here to mock him. Please, nobody should come and say I'm mocking Pope. But I'm mocking all those that the GOs who tell us that they are healing. Including the one who told us that he was preaching and somebody just touched his leg, bam, and the woman get belly instantly. Pastor, come and tell us how you slept with that woman. That one is a Yoruba pastor. Let me not call names. Pastor, you must come and tell us how you slept with that woman. You are preaching and she touched your leg and she became pregnant. Even during the time of Jesus Christ, nobody does that. That Jesus Christ was passing. It's only somebody that when they say, okay, the issue of blood disappeared, and that was what they told us in the Bible. But your own now, you're just preaching and you're passing, the person just grab your leg, bah, and he got pregnant immediately. Pastor, we are suspecting you. Pope don't buy. Where all of honor? Paul and and the rest of them that is raising the dead. What about Ebukobi? Oduheje? What is it? That his name? What do they call this one? Jeremiah Omotofefoye, who have all the whole keys to heaven. Suleiman, Adeboye, Adeboye, Oyelekbo, all of honor. Oh yeah, oh, you don't reach. Make gonna begin to fly go Rome. Pope don't buy. Wanna go wake up. You never reach for him to go. Now Burukabara. People will still come and attack me because of this thing I said. Hella, they are the GO they raise there though. Go to raise Pope now. I can tell you they will make you the vice president or president of Vatican. If you can be able to go there and raise Pope from the dead. Where is Chibo that is now awesome and there. Giving Matthias challenge. Only to go now, I'm gonna go wake this one up. The miracle seconds. I beg, make on a like, share, comment, and keep subscribing for more interesting videos coming your way. I don't even lose appetite on this news. Former Minister of Defense, Lieutenant General Theophilus Danjuma, retired, has strongly urged Nigerians to take responsibility for their own security, stating that relying solely on the government for protection is no longer a viable option. Speaking at a public event in Takum, Taraba State, on Saturday, Danjuma retreated his earlier warning from 5 years ago, which he believes remains highly relevant due to the growing wave of insecurity across the nation. The warning I gave some years ago is still as valid as today as it was then. Nigerians must rise and defend themselves, Danjuma said, emphasizing the urgency of the situation. He pointed to the recent spate of killings in Benue, Plateau, and other regions as further proof of the government's failure to protect its citizens. We cannot continue to sit and watch while bandit terrorists and criminal gangs massacre our people unchecked, he added. Danjuma, who hails from Takum, expressed deep concern over the government's inability to provide adequate security for its citizens. He called for a collective community-based approach to self-defense, stating it is now very clear that the government alone cannot protect us. We must stand up and defend ourselves, our families, and our lands before these criminals overrun the entire country. His call for self-defense comes in the wake of renewed attacks in Benue and Plateau states, where several lives have been lost and numerous communities have been displaced in recent weeks. U.S. Supreme Court too is one of Obodo news. Stops Donald Trump's controversial deportation of immigrants. In a late-night decision which is taken on Saturday, the United States Supreme Court issued a temporary halt on President Donald Trump's controversial effort to deport Venezuelan migrants under a rare-used 18th century law. The emergency order, which came amid heightened political tensions, blocked the administration's use of the Alien Enemies Act of 1798, a statute most notably employed during the World War II to detain Japanese American citizens. Notably, two of the court's most conservative justices dissented from the ruling. This development posed Trump's initiative to expel migrants without the standard legal proceedings under the new blockade directives. Dozens of Venezuelan nationals were scheduled to be deported as early as Friday this week, without access to hearing or opportunities to challenge their removal. In its ruling, the court declared that the government is directed not to remove any member of the putative class of detainees from the United States until further order is being established. Trump has defended the swift expulsion and relocation of some individuals to a high security prison in El Salvador by stating the policy targets violent Brazilian gangs which have been designated as terrorist organizations by the U.S. government. However, critics argued that the president's actions represent a broader constitutional overreach and an alarming power grab. The deployment of the Alien Enemies Act, in particular, had drawn scrutiny as part of Trump's escalating campaign against law firms, elite universities like Harvard, and prominent independent media outlets. The American Civil Liberties, which led the legal challenge against the administration deportation plans, expressed relief at the court's decisions. These men were in imminent danger of spreading their lives in a horrific foreign prison without ever having had a chance to go to court, Attorney Lee Garland said. In response to the ruling, the Trump administration on Saturday submitted a motion urging the Supreme Court to lift the block and allow continued use of the Alien Enemies Act for deporting individuals it has labeled as terrorists. Furthermore, the government maintained that should the court continue to restrict use of that specific law, deportations could still proceed under alternative legislative framework. The nation is bleeding. Please bring us down from this evil cross of evil. Bring us down from this cross of evil. Kuka Hassan urges Bola Ahmed Tinubu in Easter message. The Archbishop of the Catholic Diocese of Sokoto, Matthew Hassan Kuka, has made a heartfelt plea to Bola Ahmed Tinubu, urging him to alleviate the sufferings and hunger affecting Nigerians. In his Easter message on Sunday, Kuka called on the government to shield the nation from marauders, murderers, savages, and revenue predators that threaten the country's stability. Mr. President, hunger and sickness and desolation stark the land. We still believe that removing the subsidies was the right decision, he stated. We note that the country now has a huge volume of resources in its domestic reserves. Kuka also heightened the dangers of facing the nation's farmers, calling agriculture one of the most perilous occupations in Nigeria over the last decade. Further criticizing the government's approach to addressing Nigeria's sufferings, particularly through the distribution of palliatives, Kuka warned that such actions dehumanize citizens. He advised the government to make food security a fundamental human right to all citizens and appealed to the president, saying, "Please bring us down from this painful cross of hunger." The Archbishop blamed the rising violence in the country on bandits, whom he claimed were introduced into Nigeria as part of a strategy to destabilize the government and seize power. These groups, he argued, have become entrenched in various aspects of Nigerian life, wreaking havoc, killing citizens, and destroying communities. Today, we have watched as the cancer of insecurity and violence has metastasized. Now, this cancer threatens the very foundation of our common humanity, Kuka said. He expressed deep concern about the growing threat posed by terrorists, bandits, and kidnappers, describing the situation as one that has brought Nigeria to the brink. The country has become a national morgue. Mr. President, with greater urgency, hasten to bring us down from this cross of evil, Kuka argued. Acknowledging that the current crisis was not solely the fault of President Tinubu, Kuka emphasized that Nigerians have suffered long enough, stating Nigerians have been dangling and bleeding on the cross of pain and mindless suffering for too long. The last but not the least, Pope Francis is dead. Catholic Pontiff Pope Francis has died. Francis died at the age of 88. The Vatican has announced. In a post on social media platform X, the Vatican said the Pontiff died in his residence in Rome. Born George Mario Bergoglio, Francis was elected Pope on March 13 of 2013, becoming the first Latin American leader of the Roman Catholic Church. He had recently survived a serious bout of double pneumonia. Dear brothers and sisters, it is with profound sadness I announce the death of our Holy Father Francis. At 7:35 this morning, the Pope of Rome Francis returned to the house of the Father. Cardinal Kevin Farrell announced on the Vatican's TV channel. Pope faced fierce criticism from conservatives who accused him of trashing cherished traditions. He also drew the ire of progressives who felt he should have done much more to reshape the 2,000-year-old church. My people, now here we go take back break and I go hear our voice again when we come back. Like, share, comment, and make sure on the subscribe for more interesting videos. I'll be right back with another Ubonga news. Don't forget today on Monday, and it is fire for fire. Okay, Messiano, my Biafran brothers and sisters. Bye for now.